Hi! Did you know that on July 6, 2023, Stampin' Up! Is releasing new products? Oh, it's always so much fun to get our hands on something new. And today I'll be demonstrating with the Timeless Charm bundle from that upcoming release. Stampin' Up! Has it scheduled that every 2 months we get new products. So 3 times a year, that'll be the new catalog, and the other 3 times will be with online exclusives, such as this Timeless Charm bundle. They will be pictured online only. You won't find them in any catalog. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 22 years, I've been teaching others how to create their own hand-stamped smiles as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So as usual, as I'm designing, I'm like, which one do I like better? Do I like the stepped up one? And so at the end, I'm going to show you the other one, and I'd like for you to let me know which one you prefer. Here's a closer view of the Timeless Charm bundle. So we've got the Timeless Charm stamp set, and then look at all these cool dies that go with it. So you have the open dies for the images, and then all these intricate dies. Very, very nice. And so we're going to do some embossing and die cutting, and typically I start with the embossing and die cutting, but we're going to stamp first. So what I have here is some basic white cardstock. All right, and so I'm going to use this and make myself a little border, and I'll be using the Granny Apple Green Classic Stampin' Pad. But because I tend to make a mess, first I'm going to slip on my stamping sleeves. These are something my mom and I came up with because I kept messing up my handmade cards, opening and closing the pads and getting the ink from the stamp mount itself would be on my fingers, and then I touched my card and ruin them, and I was tired of that. So we came up with the stamping sleeves, and I'll have a link under the video in case you think you'd like to pick up some of those for yourself. All right, so the Granny Apple Green Classic Stampin' Pad, pick that up, slide that in. There we go. And I'm going to go off the edge. It took me a little bit to get this placement just the way I wanted it. There we go. Oh, isn't that pretty? So we're going to make a vine out of our leaf stamp. And there we go. Very, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to do this, pull on that lip, and see a very easy place as I'm pushing. So a quick swipe on my sleeves, and then I'm not getting ink on anything else. Okay, so I'm going to use the long greeting in here because this comes with some too. Happy birthday, my dear. It is long, and for me, that is easy to get it off. And so I'm going to use a placement tool. Now, what I have here is the now retired, unfortunately, Stamparatus. Instead, what you can pick up, what I had before the Stamparatus, but I gave it away, was the Misty. And so it will work that same way. And so I remember that I put this, remembered where I put it on this line, and then the strong magnet. And I have a link under the video where you can pick up a Misty on Amazon. All right, and so this becomes my mount, and look, I'll have that same placement as long as I remember where to put it. I'll have that same placement every time. And so for this, I'm going to use Early Espresso. Pick that up, slide that in, and yeah, I felt like I touched it. So let's ink this up. There we go. And come over here and press on here. Oh, very nice. Now it's a little heavier there than here, so I'm going to come over here and press a little bit more. And that's the cool thing about a positioning tool like this or the Misty. Actually, you know what? I'm going to even put a little bit more ink on, is it's going to go in that same place. So you can go back. Fantastic. So now we're ready to do some embossing and die cutting. And for that, I need my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So my Timeless Charm card was simple, and I thought, well, what if I added some texture to what I just stamped? And for that, I'm going to use one of the Basics 3D embossing folders. And like the Timeless Charm bundle, these are an online exclusive. All three of these come together, so you don't have to pick which one you like best. All right, so to do this, I need to build up what's called a sandwich. And I'm going to start with plate number 1. And the 3D embossing folders, they are really thick. So the sandwich is different than with a standard one. What I'm going to do is open this up, put in our stamped basic white cardstock, close it, set it on here, and then I'm going to use a number 4, the specialty plate. You need to use this with the 3D embossing folders. And when you purchase a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in my online store, it includes all of the plates I'm showing you. If you have another one, such as the Big Shot, the plates are the same size. And then we'll crank this through. And so you'll want to pick up that specialty plate. It is available to order separately. Okay, so let's have a look. And later I'll show you one that wasn't embossed and compare with the embossed. I like that though, huh? That texture, very nice. So now we want to do some die cutting. And I'm going to use one of the thin metal dies from the Timeless Charms. So we're going to stay with plate number 1. Then we need to add a plate number 2 to build up that thickness. And then we have a cutting pad, plate number 3. Okay, now our cardstock, and I have here some Moody Mauve, one of the 2325 in colors, and then I'm going to use this single flower, and so that roughed edge, that's the cutting edge, so we're going to place that down. Another cutting plate, and I just need for it to stay on there. I don't need perfection. Don't you love how smooth that goes? It is really nice. Okay, so it wants to stick on here. I'll just help it up. And there we have a flower, and I just need to do 2 more of those. So I'll do that, and then we'll put it together. So the die cutting and the embossing is done. So now what we need to do is make our card base. So what I have here is a full sheet, 8.5 by 11 of the Moody Mauve cardstock. And we're going to go ahead and cut this in half. So I'll pick this up, slide this in. So half of 11 is 5.5. So I'm going to come over here. Here's 5. There's 6. Halfway in between. Well, that's the half mark. So I'm going to slide it to that. And so when you do this, place it on the line, not next to it, but on the line, and then butt it up against the top so it's squared off, instead of trying to follow the lines all the way down. And so this is the scoring blade. I'm going to move that out of the way. And that light gray, but the dark gray is the cutting blade. So pull that right across. And now I have 2 card bases. So what we're going to do next, that scoring blade's important, and I can just move this out of the way, is to give a crease in it so we get this really good fold. Because if you've ever folded cardstock without it, it is a crinkly mess, not attractive. So this is now 8.5, so half of that is 4.25. So we know halfway between the 4 and the 5 is the half. Well, halfway between that is the quarter. So that second longest line, we'll set that on there and then pull this across. Okay, let me show you what that does. See that crease? That's fantastic. And then we fold, look how that folds, no crinkled mess. So I'll put this aside and we'll put it together and show you how I finished it and the other card to see which one you like best. So to get a nice fold, I take and line those 2 up and then use a bone folder to get that crisp fold. So look at that, beautiful. I mean, you could stamp right on there. I'm not going to, but when it lays so nice and flat, you could stamp right on it. And you know, I don't think I say this in my videos unless I note otherwise. Everything I'm showing you is available to order in my online store. So the Misty, you know, that's, you know, I'll have a link to that, and my stamping sleeves are something separate. But everything else, all the other products I'm showing you, are available at my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. So whenever there's texture like this, typically I use mini glue dots. But the Stampin' Seal Plus is meant to be able to do the heavy embellishments and things like this. And so I put my finger where that is a little bit opaque and pull it across. Now I have to say, sometimes I like the convenience because this is quicker than the mini glue dots. Sometimes, I don't know why, it tears my cardstock. So then I just go in the other direction, start pulling it up. All right, so, and all the sizes that I have, I'll have a link to, under the video, to my blog post with the card measurements to make it easy for you to duplicate. So we'll press that down and we get that good seal. Did I not get some over there? Oh, it didn't come out. Helps if it comes out. Like, why is that not? And what's nice too, it gives me time to work with it. I'm not going to say it's repositionable, but I don't have to be perfect. And boy, I sure wasn't, because that's on the wrong way. Well, here's another use for the take your pick tool. I had something else I can get up and under, but see, I'm able to do this. I'd like to say I did that on purpose, just to be able to show you that, but that wouldn't be the truth. Okay, so let's try that again with the opening on the right instead of the left, unless it was going to be a joke card. Okay. There we go. And so I have our flowers, and we're going to place those strategically where those two connect, so no one will ever know. And I'm going to do that using Stampin' Dimensionals, but this time, mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So I can put it in the center, and no one will see it. Oh, that's already coming off for me. I don't use the mini ones nearly as much as I do the larger, but boy, it's sure nice to have them when it comes to something like this that you just need a small area. You could cut down the big ones, or you could cut down the foam adhesive sheets, but my goodness, I just love the convenience, and I'm sure you do too, of something that's designed for that project. All right, so we need to get those off, so a little press with my thumbnail makes that edge pop up. Oops, that one's already off. This one. Oh, okay. Got them both. So look, we're going to put those right there. And that makes that vine, right? So a bunch of stems that are connected look seamless. And that's where I needed to place it. So these were, I didn't want one all the way to the top or coming off, so that the placement of those were good. And then our finishing touch, yeah. I'm going to use the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels, and this is my take your pick tool. I'm just going to get up and under, and look at that. We're going to put one in the center of each. There we go. This is a nice quick card. This is my thank you card for those who placed their July Stampin' Up! Orders starting at $50 with me. I'm going to send them one of these. And you get so many of these rhinestones, they'll go a good long ways. Okay. I like that little touch. Doesn't that add catches in the light? And then what we're going to do is add 3 more. Now this time I'll do the small or the medium. And right onto the basic white cardstock. I forgot to tell you about the basic white cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish. That's important because it gives you a crisp, clean image when you're stamping. And my goodness, don't we want that? We want that greeting to be easy to read and for our leaves to just be gorgeous. So we'll just place those. And oh, looking oh so good. You know what? I didn't on my other, but I'm going to come down here and add one more. And then when I do that, I have 7 because Grandma always said you do things in odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5, 7. And there we go. A lovely, isn't that just a lovely, clean, and simple card. So I was trying to decide between that and, because I really like this one too, and it was tough because if you follow me at all, you know how much I love the clean and simple cards. And so this is the basic white thick cardstock for the base. And well, obviously I settled on this one for a couple reasons. It just seemed like the Moody Mauve cardstock helped pull everything together, and the embossing just stepped it up. So you'll have to let me know which one you prefer. And either one would make me happy. Oh, and something I didn't mention. So this color combination, we've got the Moody Mauve, the Granny Apple Green, and the Early Espresso Ink. Those three colors, well, they're one of my 50 in color combinations. And I'll have a link under the video for that. I put an ebook together. So there are 10 3-color combinations for each of the 5 2023, 2025 in colors. And so just give you something to start with, like, oh, how do I mix them up? And I did not mix them with each other or with any of the, let's see, 21, 23. That doesn't make sense. I'm trying to think of the other in colors. 22, 24 in colors. I didn't mix them with those either, just with the core colors. All right, so thank you for watching my lovely, clean and simple card with the Timeless Charm bundle that will be available starting July 6, 2023 in my online store. An online exclusive, the only place you'll be able to find it, and how long it'll be available, that we don't know. If you'd like to make my Timeless Charm card, all the supplies will be available and listed below my video starting on July 6, 2023 in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And when you place your July 2023 Stampin' Up! Order of $50 or more with me, I'm going to send you one of my Timeless Charm cards. So on July 6th, get on over to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.